So today we are going to be doing some at-home training on the new diversity plan that Coosa Valley Youth Services is wishing to implement at the detention facility. If you didn't already know, just from hearing my voice, my name is Angela Formby. I am the ELA teacher and acting librarian at the detention facility. And today I'm going to be conducting that training on diversity and discussing how we are going to address it in our school as well as the facility. So first and foremost, we need to answer a simple question. What is diversity? Well, there are a lot of different definitions, right? So how do you even know which one is the right one to use? I mean, we all know the word is often used to describe something different, whether it is just race or class, orientation or culture, but could it also apply to political views, ability, opinions, socioeconomic status? I mean, the list goes on and on. So as a group, if we were in person, I would have you guys working together to come up with a definition of diversity that we should use within the facility and school. However, since we're doing at-home training, I sent a form with you. So all you have to do on that front side is write down what you think our definition should be at the facility. And if you need a few minutes to think, if you want to Google it to see if there's a definition that you want to make sure that you include, go ahead and do that. You can pause this presentation. If not, we're going to go ahead and move on. So the second thing we're going to be looking at is developing a diversity vision statement. While your brains are still warm, basically, we're going to go ahead and get this out of the way because this statement is going to be used throughout the entire facility as well as in future trainings on diversity. So we want to make sure we have a really good, strong one. It's nothing more than a statement that's going to let everyone know how we're going to address the diversity within our facility that we just defined in the last activity. So go ahead and grab that paper and pause the presentation if you'd like. If you are a more visual learner like I am, I went ahead and included a really good example from the McDonough School in Maryland. Embracing diversity of background, culture, and thought, the school builds upon its founder's original mission to provide life-altering opportunities and to develop in students the will to do the greatest possible amount of good. So that's pretty much the basic gist of what we're looking for. We want to make sure that we are embracing, we're protecting, we're promoting diversity, as well as pushing our students and youths to do better. So if you need to Google, again, that's totally acceptable. If you need to do that, go ahead and pause the presentation now. Again, if we were in person, the next thing I would ask you guys is why. Why do you think I had you do those activities? Do you think it was important? Why do you think the facility should even have more than one person deciding those things instead of just one person? Why do you think those would be important things to have for our facility? Or do you not think they would be important to our facility? Well, in my opinion, this is what is my backing. This is why I do what I do. This is why I'm pushing so hard for this diversity statement, for the diversity plan. It's because of the students we serve. So we're going to take a look at the student demographics. In the last 3 years, the 3 years alone, we have served over 1,153 students. And as you can see, it's a pretty diverse population. I'm not going to lie, there is a majority of white males, but we have a good chunk of black males. We have Hispanic males. We have Hispanic females. We have mixed races. We have white females. And there's going to be a lot of difference between those groups and a lot of things that we can do to promote understanding and safety and educational goals with these students. Out of that very large number, 78% were male and 22% female. And again, it's pretty disproportionate, but you can take a look at the student educational level and see just how diverse our student group is. I mean, we've even got fourth graders. We've got kids that are here working on their GED or higher, and these are all being taught in the same class. They're all being housed on the same halls. Same thing with poverty. If you look at this is from Auburn University, and it says that 300,000 children live below the poverty line. So don't you think that this would really impact our students? So based on that demographic data, as well as the STAR reading and STAR math testing data, which I couldn't display for privacy issues, the facility and school basically needs to target students who are coming from or still living in poverty. And since all of our students in the last 3 years have been eligible for free lunches, guess what? That's pretty much every child in our facility. But we do need to target, out of those students, the African American males and those with special needs. Now, I did divide this up into goals for faculty and staff and goals for students just to make it easier. I did not include every little checkbox. That's going to be in the complete, comprehensive diversity plan, but just to kind of get the ball rolling, I wanted to kind of show you guys that not everything is going to be reinventing the wheel. Most of these we have either addressed in this training or we are already doing currently. So these are just some of the ones I wanted to throw out to you. First one, administration and faculty agree upon the definition of diversity to be used for within the facility and school. Well, guess what? If you have already done your exit slip, that checkbox is almost all the way done. Create and implement a diversity vision statement, same thing. As soon as all of these have been taken up, after all the trainings have been completed, we will be one step closer to creating that diversity vision statement. Follow and adhere to the diversity vision statement facility-wide. Well, if we've taken care of 2, 3 is done as well. 4, administration and faculty will develop and implement an integration strategy for students to ensure a balanced mixture of students in each class. The administration and faculty will develop and implement rules that support, protect, and celebrate diversity, as well as offer punishers for violations of those rules. Well, if we know exactly what our definition of diversity is, and we know what our diversity vision statement is as well, then coming together and developing and implementing rules that support that, it's going to be a cakewalk. And the goals for students, these should really interlock with those for the faculty and staff. They're going to abide by the diversity vision statement. Okay, well, yep, that one interlocks. Students are going to abide by the rules that support, protect, and celebrate diversity. Yep, we've talked about that one. They're going to become responsible members of classrooms, the school, and the facility, taking on leadership roles when necessary. This is just going to help facilitate a lot more diversity inclusion in class, just as a safety guard. Students are going to willingly participate in learning activity and projects. So there are going to be those hands-on activities. We're going to really try to implement more of those so that we can get more of our diverse population involved. We are going to make sure they have well-defined behavioral expectations with real rewards for compliance and punishers for non-compliance. We've actually got the point system in place already, so we don't even have to worry about that. I just wanted to make sure it was included to, kind of show you guys that we are going to be implementing some of the new stuff and just updating the old. And like I said, for any more information, I've got the link right here to take a look at the entire diversity plan. And if you have any questions about what we've covered, or you would just like to email me your answers to the 2 activities at the beginning, go ahead and email me. There's my email address, or you can just come see me in classroom 3.